Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Bro.
Dire team ban.
Hold on, I need to take my vitamin D supplement.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Alright, let's do it. Hello, where's my game?
I'm ready for some more Dota. Sadly to see no profit this game. Maybe it won't be 25 kills at 10 minutes again.
Yeah, that was quite exciting.
Yeah, man.
It depends on what kind of profit
pizza,
you play.
So I'm refueled.
I think
After
profit.
Exhausting game.
Wait, what kind of pizza?
It was sausage.
Radiant
Just sausage?
Sausage and mushrooms.
From where?
Domino's.
Oh, how is Domino's these days?
It's okay. I got their pan pizza. It's like it was from my
pan is
stream.
so bad.
You don't like pan pizza?
Well, the only pan pizza I've had lately is Pizza Hut, and it's real bad.
I don't like Pizza Hut. I've always been a
Pizza Hut was
guy.
good for about a 6-month period because you could create your own stuff. So you could put like a vinaigrette drizzle, which was terrific, by the way. And you could do like pretzel crust. It's so good, so unhealthy. And then put cheese in the crust. The trifecta.
Okay, well, you know, now my pizza doesn't seem so good, but
I have not had Domino's in quite a while. I think out of the chains, I would prefer Papa John's of the 3 bigs.
Really?
Yeah, because I really like the garlic sauce that comes with. Makes everything good.
Fair enough.
It's a heart attack in a box.
The American way.
Absolutely. So Night Stalker, first pick by VGJ.Storm, followed by the Eurocopter.
Wow, don't see much of that hero anymore after the flat cannon nerf. We saw a lot of him at DAC, but he wasn't very successful. I've still seen him like picked up sometimes, but especially not as a first pick. Again.
10 seconds remaining.
Feels like they have a lineup set, right? Potentially. A lineup already in mind? Picking a Gyro this early?
I mean, the idea of Gyro is he provides a lot of kit. There are like a lot of parts of your draft. Like he gives you late game, he gives you like mid game team fighting, he gives you like a split pushing jungler type hero, like a hero that can rotate between lane and jungle. It just gives you a lot of things in one hero, so it makes it so you have a lot more versatility later. Maybe that's like most teams have these type of heroes that they want to pick early because it allows them to mold their draft much easier based on what the other team's picking and not having to worry about having all the parts of their game. They go for the DK. I'm not a huge fan of DK against Gyro. I feel like Gyro is one of the better heroes to deal with DK just because DK is always so tanky to the physical damage. And obviously Gyro outputs a ton of magical damage.
Well, they have something in mind as well.
Yeah, I think DK is a hero that has fallen off a bit ever since the nerfs to all of his late game, like attack speed talent and his agility. I don't know. Hero I've never really been impressed with, or like recently have not really been impressed with. They do ban the Razor, like the lane counter to DK, one of the best heroes at dealing with him. DK is kind of a hero that you just say, take this lane and you're gonna do DK things. Like DK generally does not lose his lane. I kind of expect a Witch Doctor ban as well from Optic, just because Optic does so well against, that Witch Doctor does so well against DK. DK's a hero, like I said, he gets what he gets out of the lane, but if you maledict him up, he's definitely much more killable than he is otherwise.
Let's get some Viper in the hizzy.
Oh, you love Viper, huh?
No, I'm not a big Viper guy.
Of exciting. I don't think they'll pick Viper on VGJ because even though it's pretty good against DK, it's really bad against Rubik, I think.
All right, how about OD?
OD is definitely good too. I think Witch Doctor or OD has to be their bans. I think OD is definitely the other hero that just owns DK. And with that in mind, like the fact that there's so many heroes that do so well, I don't know. I'm not I don't understand. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like they're just putting CC and C on these throwaway heroes and every game. Like last game they first rounded his Razor, this game they first rounded most likely his DK. I don't know, maybe looking too much into it, but I feel like they just, yep, the OD ban, good call. Okay. I expect Witch Doctor, but maybe they feel like they're lacking Disable if they pick Witch Doctor.
I don't know, Witch Doctor, Night Stalker is pretty disgusting combo.
Yeah, I'm not. I won't be surprised if it's a 3 Night Stalker like we saw.
Yeah, that could be the case too. Yep.
That's a lot dependent on their safe lane pick from Optic.
Now, other than like Clockwork, are there any other heroes that you just never want to pick into Rubik? Like, if you have a really big ultimate, is that actually something you think about? If you like a Tide Hunter, you can just anchor smash. You just have to play well, not to give them.
Yeah, I mean, certain heroes like Tide can definitely play around it, but like Enigma, no way. You can't pick these like channeling heroes. I think Bane's another hero that really you never want to pick into Rubik. It's like a free Fiend's Grip every time. Any hero that can't defend their own spells, I think is. Like, I don't like Vino into Rubik either. Like, Rubik just steals your wards, and then you try to push his tower, and he, in a support hero, stops you from pushing, which never feels good either. But all these, yeah, like you said, the Tide Hunters, if you play well, like, or like, you know, Pudge being traditional in pubs and everything, you do, as long as you cover up your crucial spells, it's okay.
Yeah, I think, I like Witch Doctor quite a bit too.
Disruptor.
Okay, so
but they'll go Disruptor instead. All right, well, they
the
have
vision goes
now.
well with Night Stalker. Yep. It gives them a lot of catch with the Night Stalker. Gank potential. Not really a hero you steal anything from either, so it's pretty good against Rubik for that.
Yeah, SVG is really good at Disruptor as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Not that he has a small hero pool or anything, but just one of the memorable heroes, I guess.
5 seconds remaining.
I wonder what happened to ET. Maybe just that small nerf on his Stomp was enough to move this hero. I just feel like Rubik ET is really good. Last game I thought Bane ET was good.
Yeah, I think ET's prime was when DC was going for their TI run in the qualifiers, and they would play Shazam, which SVG was the ET player for. And that was probably the best ET was in Dota.
Yeah, ET's been broken a few times, so I think he's... So they go Clockwork. Interesting.
Okay.
Against the Disruptor, and Night Stalker, two heroes that can kind of protect themselves from it.
I mean, this is
very good against Gyro,
4, right?
Yeah, almost
For
certainly. Almost certainly. Very good against Gyro, though. Because Gyro just can't deal with Clockwork up in his face once you cog him, and if it's, usually Clockworks will go for the Blade Mail against Gyro, but if it's a 4, he probably won't have it before the Gyro BKB. They might even make it a 3, honestly, just because it's so good against Gyro.
Alright, well, we're still looking for a mid versus Dragon Knight. The OD has been banned. You don't think Viper... I mean, Viper's good in the laning stage, but past that, maybe nothing. We're going to see an Omni, so most likely
so it is a 4-position
position
Night Stalker. That's what that reveals.
Yeah. So it's just the mid.
They're saving their mid pick for last because they saw the DK, but maybe... I mean, we did see 33 play DK... maybe it wasn't with you, but I saw him play it in tournament recently. So I guess they know that the DK could go any lane, so they want to save their mid pick. It still could be a mid gyro, so they still have that flexibility in that aspect.
How crazy would a mid Omni be? This is like Dota 1
I don't think it would play like a mid, but you can put it mid. We saw last game they did all types of weird lane swaps, so if they want to put that against the DK, I don't think that's a bad matchup. I personally don't know, though, how the DK Omni matchup goes.
No, there's no way it's bad, like really bad for either one, right?
Yeah. Most DK lanes are trades. Except for very few matchups one way or the other.
Okay, well, what else do we have then? The Viper, probably not enough. I don't know. Viper's still probably okay.
Troll or Luna here, I think, for Optic. Both heroes lane very well against Omni, and I think Luna stands out to me, but...
I think Troll just destroys Gyro late game, like
he
hardcore.
Does. The only problem I have with Troll is that he has to buy a BKB just for the Night Stalker silence, like meaning he has to pop it for so many random things. But yeah, they go Luna.
All right,
those are the two heroes that stand out against Omni all the time. They're like two heroes that the reason why they're good against Omni is because they lane well. Obviously, they're like ranged heroes, but also they're heroes that from like the 8-minute mark until like 15 or 20 minutes, they just want to farm. Like they just want to hit creeps. and so they're very susceptible to early ganking offlaners. Like if it's like these heroes that are going to be up in your face constantly, and these Omni Knight heroes don't ever gank you. So it gives Luna the space she needs in order to farm. A lot of teams favor the Luna and the Troll for that reason. So they banned the Veno. The traditional counter in that one patch where Veno was very popular, Night Stalker was also very popular. It just gives you the ward vision on the Night Stalker even during his darkness. So that's very nice from Veno as a counter.
10 seconds remaining.
Optic has picked it in the past as well.
What do you think of PL mid?
5 seconds remaining.
For Optic?
For VG.
Or for VG. I think it's okay. I think it doesn't synergize all that well with Omni. I personally prefer either picking a less of a carry hero and letting the gyro be the primary focus of your draft, or picking a carry hero that goes much better with the Omni.
Alright, well, the heroes that work best with Repel, Storm Spear is probably #1 in the entire game, but I don't.
Yeah,
nobody's really playing that hero.
That hero is kind of crap right now. As weird as it sounds, I really like Ursa for VGJ.
Oh God, no.
Ursa's underrated. I just want to say that right now.
Underrated? Oh, please.
When I say he's underrated, I'm not saying he's good. I'm saying that hero doesn't get picked at all, and I think
he's better than not getting picked at all. All right, well, it's gonna be a DP mid then. At all. So.
Hey man, I'm ready for the Yawar Ursa gyro safe lane, or gyro mid Yawar Ursa, man. I know that he plays it.
Oh,
I'm ready.
God, don't do it. If you want to win, don't do it.
I think they're gonna pick something that dominates the DK. I think that that's the way that snaking teams always work.
Well, doesn't gyro
SVG's captain, but
what lanes are we talking about? Isn't the DK gonna be off lane?
Sniper. Wow. Okay. No, that's what I meant. I was gonna say like a safe laner like Ursa that counters the DK, but maybe they think the gyro is strong enough to deal with the DK, so they pick the sniper. Other than the clockwork, I mean, Sniper owns Luna. I'll say that right now. In terms of later on in the game, Luna is a hero that relies on running into the fight and right-clicking, and Sniper being quite good against that entire concept later on in the game because he just outranges you. And they have the Omni Knight. Omni Knight Sniper is actually really good. That's a hero I always forget about. I never really remember that. But the Omni Sniper is pretty sick. Sniper doesn't want to buy a BKB, but he usually has to in games like this one.
Well, he's going to have to get a Hurricane Pike, right? I mean, that's
he'll definitely go the Hurricane Pike. I almost certainly
do it.
Yeah, for himself as well as the gyro, I think it's pretty important. He can sit behind his gyro, and if it's him that gets gone on, he can force out, and if his gyro gets gone on, he can force him out. I mean, I like VGJ.Storm's draft. I think it's really good. But I do think that Optic has a clear game plan. They have very heavy push. I think that they can snowball this game super early. And if they do, they can pretty much shut down the sniper entirely because they'll just close the map off. But I think that I think this game rides a lot on Snake King, and I think he plays a really good Omni Knight. I think if he's in the right place at the right time and stops the pushes, usually it looks like what's going to happen is Optic's going to get ganks that's set up for pushes with the heroes they have, and so if Snake King's in the right place, I don't think those ganks will work. And then if those ganks don't work, the pushes won't work, and then I think VGJ will win the game. That's how I feel like it'll go.
Yeah, they're pushing quite strong for Optic, no doubt. We'll see how the landing stage goes first, though. As 30 will be playing the DK, CC&C on the Death Prophet. And of course that means Pycat is the Luna, no surprise there.
Blessings upon a
and MSS and company, do they have any wards on him? Looks like Snake King has a ward for himself right now. Can you hear that?
The laughs?
No. My alarm going off?
No, I can't hear an alarm.
Okay,
I only heard the...
Alright, excellent. Pycat's gonna get caught potentially. There's the Void. Don't think we have enough to actually kill him, but harassment done nonetheless.
SVG's being a little cute, sitting in the trees there. The minute Pycat walked around, they were all right on top of him.
Oh my god.
I can hear that.
Alright, BRB.
I got this. Bonk us in chat, guys.
The battle begins.
All right, we're good, guys. We're good.
Nothing happened.
The cats tripped the alarm. No big deal.
Cats are just assholes, man.
Yeah, they do what they want. You know, it's all good. All right, we're back to some dotes. Good. Don't worry, we're okay, guys. We're okay. CCNC and Rezo going to be matching off in the mid lane. What do you think of the sniper versus Death Prophet? I mean, once he gets some levels in take aim, he'll be able to create that distance, I suppose.
It's pretty even, but I'll be honest with you, I've probably played the matchup once. So I'm not 100% familiar with this match. I feel like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough for Sniper early on, but DP's early laning stage also got nerfed recently. With the cooldown increase on her Spirit Siphon at early levels. Rezo's having a tough time to start, though. He hasn't gotten a single CS yet.
Oh, boy. Well,
he's on the board.
Yeah, Sniper's kind of that hero. Best attack animation in the game, but doesn't really get that many last hits at the very, very early stage, especially if you're under tower. 33 in the meantime, taking some harassment from the rocket barrage of Yawar in the bot lane. Top lane, though, Pycat's taking super heavy damage. He was at about 100 HP earlier and still pretty low at this stage. Cogs are going to keep MSS in play, but Zai, of course, only level 1, so won't be able to use any other spells. As Snake King, he better be careful. Has Purification, it's only level 1 again. MSS might be First Blood, and indeed it is. It will go to Zai on the Clockwork. Much needed kill for them as MSS. Going to get bounced off the cogs. There's the telekinesis. This is a huge start for Optic, although Dragon Knight does die in the bot lane simultaneously.
Yeah, generally with the Omni Knight plus the Night Stalker, there's just so much health to chunk through in order to kill them, but the Luna Aura this early on is a pretty huge deal against that tankiness. It buffs up the damage of everybody in the lane, and that's why Luna's also pretty good in lane against the hero. They just gotta be careful with this dual lane to feed anymore, because it only gets worse if you feed against a hero like Luna. But Omni Knight is getting solo XP underneath the tower, so if you can get that level 3 up as soon as possible, that purification from level 1 to 2 is pretty drastic.
And then Dragon Knight, he's actually doing better than I thought he would. Using the creeps as cover so the rocket barrage doesn't... Well, as I said. Alright, well, 33. Well, I'm not incorrect. He's doing better than expected still, even with that death.
Yeah, Gyro's at 955 gold, though. A lot of gold.
Damn. Alright, MSS. Going to be accompanied by Snake King in the top lane, and looks like nothing will come of this. There's more creep pulling. This is the first creep pulling we've really seen in this entire series, which is really shocking.
Usually you see it in both lanes, both games.
Indeed. So back to the CS in terms of the mid lane, because that's what I'm more interested in. 14-5 versus 9-5. So Rezo's caught up a bit after the slow start, which is to be expected.
Yeah, CCNC is doing slightly better this game than he did last game.
Well, last game he had died 3 times at this point. So I would say that is an understatement,
Just
sir.
Slightly. Just slightly. I mean, not to take away from CCNC, he's a good mid laner, so now that he's in a reasonable matchup, he's actually, you know, getting the farm and CS that he should be getting.
Zai gets off the cogs again. MSS looks like he's going to be doing more of the damage than Zai, even though the rocket... Oh, Battery Assault actually is activated. He is level 2. MSS looks like he's going to die one way or the other, but he wants to get a kill with it. Pops the wand. It won't be enough. Well, actually, Pycat getting extremely low now, but will heal, and Pycat and company kiting so well against Snake King. So the Night Stalker falls, and Optic, they're doing very well in this top lane.
Yeah, but it's only going to get harder now because of the Night Stalker Knight, but he is gaining mid.
Yep, CCNC taking heavy damage. PPD with the Fade Bolt. Looks like it'll be enough to force VGJ to fall back. CCNC with about 250 HP. Needs a little bit more regen now, though. Has to be quite careful. And then bot lane. We have homing missile coming. Glimpse into the rocket barrage. This is a lot of damage to withstand. 33 is going to attempt to TP out. I think he'll be successful. So heads up play from him. But he'll have to walk all the way back, which means free farm. A continued free farm for Yawar.
This is the exact start that Gyro needs, and why he matches up well against DK. Most heroes can't chunk through the armor of DK, especially in the early stages, but the Rocket Barrage being the primary source of Gyro's damage makes it so him plus the Disruptor's enough. Generally, this would be a very greedy lane between the Gyro Disruptor. Disruptor's not the most amazing lane support, and Gyro weaker early on, but now that he's had this perfect start, they can look to do other things in other lanes. Making actually goes down top lane.
Yep, I'm not sure if he was holding on to a level or a point there, and then he ended up leveling Repel at the last moment, but it was too late. Not sure what the reasoning for that is, but either way, this top lane continued success for Optic. Oh, mid lane though, CC&C might be in some trouble. We got Snake King here. He's going to attempt to TP out, and he will do so successfully. Actually, he goes to the mid lane. He'll take an assassinate, and we'll have to run all the way back to base anyway.
That was greedy.
Although he has a
that was really close. Resolution got 6 off of a creep dying as the gank was midway through. If he had already had 6, he would have had the mini stun from assassinate or cancel that TP.
Alright, the cogs, nice telekinesis on the other side. MSS does take the bounty rune. He'll be happy with that. Although he will die on top of it. Maybe not the best trade, but cheeky nonetheless.
Shower from Optic. 33 is returning to the lane bottom. Looks like he's just going to cut creeps. Hey, we're seeing it again. 6 minutes in. At this point, he can't contest the Gyro. Yawar might actually go for something here, but it looks like let it go.
CC&C continue to take damage from Resolution, and SVG not quite able to use Glimpse yet. And in terms of build, other than the Hurricane Pike for Sniper, what are you expecting from him as far as build is concerned? Anything? Because Resolution's always had like these really unique builds on a lot of these heroes. Like I think he was the first one to do CK Echo Saber, which is now, I wouldn't say it's 100% standard, but much more common than it used to be.
Yeah, I think that I feel like because the Hurricane Pike limits your damage, I would favor Mask of Madness, but you know, if you're telling me Rezo does different builds than what I expect, then I've never seen him play Sniper actually. I mean, I've seen it for sure, but I don't like recall.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him. I mean, usually the Sniper was mid as bottom lane, Gyrocopter, and company able to take out 33, but there'll be a glimpse away as Luna back into the fray of things. The SVG will be caught inside the cogs. Podcat is here as well, has the Lucent Beam if needed, and he'll use that to secure another kill for himself.
Very active play
4-0-2. Yeah, that's kind of like the old Gyro, right? Around this time, you expect Gyro to start ganking, but instead it's a Luna.
Yeah, usually Luna can't do this because she's just too squishy, but since she's really fast and the main source of stun on VGJ is actually just like catch, you could say, like by running you down with the Night Stalker, then that makes Luna pretty good at being able to do this in a game like this. So I'm really glad that Pycat recognizes that and he's able to capitalize on even diving bottom.
Yep, SVG looks to be dead. Will be a trade across the map though as Rubik was taken out.
So both carries making the rotation to the opponent's safe lane and trading of the tier 1s going on. Both teams doing, I think, what they need to do right now.
Yeah, and the tier 1s might be traded. It's going a little bit quicker here for Pycat, and he's all alone as well, so...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Rezo has taken over the CS in the mid lane. Like you talked about, as the sniper gets levels, it becomes easier and easier. Now one gank on CC&C, sending him back to base. He's actually a full 2 levels ahead of him now, and it's I can't imagine Death Prophet being able to enter this lane really anymore.
Wow, how did that happen? Just from all the him to walk back to base, and he's gonna try for it again. SCG has glimpse if needed, if he uses it, but definitely didn't need it. Snake King gets a kill for himself now, so hits level, or he is level 6, holding on to that point. Almost level 7, in fact, just hits it now. So expect GA to be available here, and yeah, just lots of back and forth. But you're right, the mid lane, the discrepancy is just out of seemingly nowhere. Like he was definitely getting harassed, but 2 levels. I mean, Resolution doesn't even have a kill yet. I
think it's kind of just the Night Stalker effect. Like, when the minute it hits nighttime at 4 minutes, it's like the one mid has to play incredibly scared, and it almost always tilts the favor if it's like an even matchup at that point. That one gank sending him back to base, suddenly Resolution gets like 2 or 3 creep waves to himself, and then suddenly has this lead, and then the ganks become easier and easier. And he is going for the Dragon Lance first, so expecting the Hurricane Pike to follow. But I feel like he'll probably go Hurricane Pike Maelstrom now that I think about it, because he's against the DK. Very tanky to the physical damage.
Yep,
it's a nice damage item in general.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I brought it up, obviously, Resolution, he likes to switch things up, but I feel like Sniper is just so vanilla, you know? Like, there's only so much you can do with this hero.
I mean, he only does one thing, and that's peeping people, so.
Indeed. It's SVG and Zai battle in the bottom lane. I doubt there's going to be a kill there. As I say, it will probably occur very shortly. Yawar right now, level 9, second in net worth behind Pycat's Luna. And he has his phase boots, he has his drums, and this is where you would expect what? Like, we've been seeing a lot of S and Y from gyrocopters. I don't know if that's actually. I think it'll be a Yasha
BKB game, okay. Or just straight BKB. I think against the Clockwork, it's too scary to not have a BKB, and I don't think he wants to go 4-staff himself because he knows the Sniper will be getting one.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it's up to him how early he wants, how active in early team fighting he wants to be. But just the Clockwork alone is really scary for Gyrocopter. Looks like they're smoking up in the mid lane though. They have level 6 on SVG. They want this mid tower. They know CCNC is already 2 levels behind Rezo. It's a very easy gank if they get the glimpse.
Yeah, PPD is here for CCNC some backup though. And they're just going to transition to the top where they could get 33 potentially. He is level 6, has his treads bought, so it wouldn't be a lot of gold lost at the very least. MSS showing himself.
Pop on him, and then he's dead.
Yeah, homing missile will ensure that there's no way he can get out of this. In fact, darkness is popped just in case.
It's going to be nighttime in 10 seconds anyway, so.
Ah, yes. I miss the days of extending night personally, but.
Oh yeah. I think it was fun. I think it made it really weird to time it though. Mid lane.
Yep, CCC's dead. Counter initiation though from Zai onto SVG. Gets purified pretty much right off the bat. Here comes the Eclipse though from Pycat on the sideline. We'll be able to finish off SVG at the very least. Snake King attempting to get out. Homing missile on its way. It's a 3-for-1 overall. As MSS is just completely diving. As PPD, oh, he almost died, but there's a Dragon Tail for 32 saving his life. But they end up taking out the Luna anyway. So
I'm gonna be honest with you, I think against Omni Sniper Gyro, I don't think Luna can solo carry this game, and the fact that the networks look like they do, that's what he has to do. I know they're only up by 2K, and I'm not trying to be
I'm not trying to be that guy, but
but this looks pretty damn grim for Optic. Like, if you look at like the way fights play out later on in the game, it's just Luna wants to walk in with Mask of Madness, and Sniper just going to be hitting you the entire time. And anytime you don't have BKB, you're 100% dead. And on the other hand, these other heroes have Omni Knight on the side of VGJ, and they have 2 cores that are farmed. And I don't know, man. Death Prophet and DK are not 2 heroes that particularly do amazingly well without farm. They're not, you know, utility cores. They are heroes that need the farm in order to do their jobs. And so this game's resting all on Pycat, and we may be seeing a rapier this game, is what I'm going to say right now. When you
he's dead again.
Oh, feels bad.
He is super dead again. Can't even get the assassinate on in time. That's how fast he dies. PPD on the run. Drums were popped. They're not going to pursue up the darkness to the high ground. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Luna, not the greatest carry against this specific lineup. I mean, probably good against Gyrocopter though, right?
Yeah, she's good against Gyro. It's just the Sniper problem. Is like the thing with Luna is she relies on running into the fight and right-clicking you. And if you're a hero that can right-click you, her Luna, while she can't right-click you, that makes it really.
What if you go magical? What if you just get the old Ags?
Oh god, and they're stealing the ancient stack. I feel like the Ags damage or the Ags build is pretty good if you have like a second hero that is going to deal damage. But suddenly, if you're the only hero with farm and you go Ags, then anytime you don't have Eclipse, you're pretty useless. So comparatively,
is there any comeback mechanic for or any comeback?
I mean, they can definitely come back. They just need to take some like big 5-on-5s, like a big fight during daytime, and get some like crucial towers. Maybe a Roche with DP ult. CCNC is not farming his way back into this game. That's just not.
Yeah, I was more thinking of 33 if they get some stacks perhaps, but the problem is stacking creeps. Luna's just going to take them for herself, right?
Yeah,
and you need to get level 12 anyway on DK.
She farms really fast, but because she farms really fast, she does soak up a lot of the farm on the map. So with the Night Stalker map control as well as the Disruptor, it's really hard for Optic to have anywhere to farm. Like, look at where their heroes are. You know, they're just cowering behind tier 2, and then they have 3 heroes jungling together. It just becomes really difficult to find farm on the map. So when there's limited farm, heroes like Luna and Terrorblade, they just take it all over, and you see this kind of net worth. We saw the Terrorblades have that a lot yesterday, and none of them really won. Except for the one time. The one time the Terrorblade won was when he had a second core on his team. And I think that these type of heroes need a second core, at least to be farmed. Not necessarily do damage, but to have farm. And
yeah,
I mean,
makes sense.
DP and DK are about equal with the Night Stalker right now. That's just not good.
Oh my god, finally. MSS has walked by this enemy sentry 4 times. Finally kills it. Okay. That was triggering my OCD. Tier 1 tower will be gone. I don't think there's any way they defend this, but it'll be a trade. So we talked about how good Optic's team is at pushing, but they have 2 towers at this point. Versus 3.
They're committing for the tier 2 trade. They're going to commit to the level 1 DP ult. Yeah, I mean, they have to do this on Optic because they just can't fight it now. Because the only hero they have that is strong is Pycat, and all he has is Mask of Madness, and he doesn't have his BKB complete just yet. They definitely have to take this trade. No way they can put all their highest net worth into the fight without with the items he has. Once he gets BKB, and they maybe wait for next Exorcism, they can maybe turn this into a comeback fight.
You know, I've noticed that you say BKB. You emphasize the. Can you say it again?
The BKB?
BKB? You emphasize the K.
Do I?
That's weird. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
the B, or I can't even do BKB. Initiated on. You're gonna take the void to the face. Holy missile is there, but they really want the PPD kill apparently. They're trying to divide and conquer. They will find both in all likelihood. PPD.
I was actually
gain a little bit of damage for that
They left the Disruptor and Omni to kill the clock, and then they had the other 2 heroes chase after the Rubik. Those 2 kills are going to lead to a Roche. Pretty big deal that they take this before the next DP ult, because that's the one chance I think Optic will really have to get it. And once VGJ gets this Aegis...
Careful you are. Careful.
This brings back some bad memories of me dying to Roche the other day. I got bashed like twice in a row, and then my allies walked into range, and I got clapped and died.
It's always that third hero coming into melee range for no reason.
Oh like, man, dude, I'm telling you, man.
Damage.
And my chat blamed me. It's never my fault. Okay.
Seriously.
That's how it goes.
Well, drums picked up by DK. This is very late drums, by the way. 17.5 minutes in. Treads drums. I mean, that's the problem with DK. It just feels like unless you get stacks for him and he has his level 12, it's hard for him to come back when behind. And he just doesn't.
I mean, he's just a hero that relies on his tankiness to snowball. You talked about like Bristleback the other day. I feel like he's very similar to DK is, where he just needs like to be survivable enough to not just die. Otherwise, what's the purpose of the hero? They are going to find Rezo. No,
he gets repelled.
Snaking, right place, right time, as I talked about.
Yep, absolutely. Repel was stolen from PPD. That'll be very nice for 33. Silence is there. See if they want to fight or not, though. And Rezo is almost done with his Hurricane Pike as well. So, but 250 gold. Flips on Resolution, gets to repel. They're not going to be able to finish him off as a result. And Snaking gets off the GA as well. And now Pycat's taking the brunt of the damage. Has his BKB still activated, so we'll live through this for now. But there comes the Rocket Barrage and ridiculous damage from Yawar. It's going to be 3 dead in very quick succession. Glimpse onto the DK. Looks like he is next on the list. And VGJ.Storm looks really good.
Damn. I actually think the difference I'm seeing in their lineup, like, they are putting a lot of focus on the mid lane this game, but also Snaking, I feel like, is kind of taking a step back from the way he normally, like, traditionally as a player has played. Like, if you look at his items between the last 2 games, the Crimson Guard on Prophet after building, like, Drums Orchid, and now he just, on Omni Knight, he just has Drums Hood going into Pipe, and he's just playing to buff up his 2 teammates, and you're seeing it really play into effect here. Like, They can't kill Sniper if he has the Omni Knight behind him, and you know Snake King knows that, and he just sits behind his one core. You have Aegis on Gyro, you have Omni Knight behind the Sniper. Optic has no plays. Like they just have nothing. I don't see how they come back in this kind of game. And Sniper already has the first item, Hurricane Pike, that we discussed at the start. Already has that complete, and this game is just going to get more and more difficult for Optic. The Sniper barely living through Pycat's initiation there. Snake King had the clutch repel.
Do they not see each other? Alright, well, Zai, a lot of damage here. Gyrocopter, of course, you are. He has the Aegis in tow. Really good cogs, kind of preventing any more initiation or any pursuit.
I'll take that.
But Resolution, he has that Hurricane Pike now, so it will be very difficult to get to him. Hookshot no longer good enough. DK, of course, has no mobility right now. So I kind of agree with what you're saying. They have no way of killing Sniper right now if he has his Hurricane Pike up and Omni's in range, just in case. Of course, he's not doing that much damage right now. It's hard for him
to start fights without smokes, too, because of the Night Stalker vision and...
Yeah.
I'm playing its Night Stalker. Okay, so they're smoking up on Optic. They know they need to force something right now. Eclipse is going to be up.
Oh, nice break there by MSS. Looks like he's going to get away scot-free. Well, there's the hook shot, though, onto Gyrocopter. Remember, that's the Aegis. He gets off his ult. Looks like Zai is taking a huge amount of damage. He's going to be able to finish him off pretty easily. This fight's a little bit segregated as Pycat pops the Shrine. You are trying to take him out, but there's the Eclipse. It's going to be a solo one, meaning it does a ton of damage. Won't be enough to actually kill Yawar yet. We're going to watch this fight as 3-3. Attempts to get away. Shrapnel is there to slow him down. Looks like he'll be taken out eventually. That's the Aegis. Pycat will die shortly after, though, so not a good trade at all for Optic. And 33 will be the last to fall if they can eventually find him. No Shrapnel up for 40. I mean, he's pretty quick. MSS, he does have Hunter in the Night in 5 seconds, and 33 looks to be getting away. But still, 4 out of 5
Yawar managed to barely get the rocket off right before he lost the Aegis, so Pycat killed him and then tried to TP out, but got hit by the rocket.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, so that was a good play by Yawar. And he's going to be going for the BKB, so Omni Knight's sole focus can be Sniper for the rest of the game. And even Gyro, like, is not afraid of getting initiated on it, even without the repel, because the Sniper can just save him with the Force Staff. So he is going for the Maelstrom right after the Hurricane Pike. Looks like a pretty standard Sniper build this game. And you saw what happened in that fight, though. They had to chase Resolution to the ends of the earth. Like, they have to kill him. They can't just ignore the Sniper in this game, and like they don't really have the heroes to kill him. Once they only have Clockwork to initiate, and like you said, he can just survive with a Hurricane Pike.
And this is before he even has damage, though, too, right?
Yeah, the hero does surprising amount of damage. Like, it's not necessarily that he does, like, a ton of damage, but it's just consistent damage. That he's always hitting you, the shrapnels add up. Like, he finishes you off if you try to run away from him. The attack slow from headshot, super annoying. So it's just like a hero you can't really ignore at this stage in the game.
Yep, Yawar has a finished BKB at base to go along with his S and Y. Only one charge left on the drums. Maybe he'll replenish the drums as a victory.
From Luna, or from Illusion Rune.
33 in Dragon
Play the push slightly, but the Omni Knight does have the pipe available for if they want to go high ground.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, they'll leave the tier 2. Yeah, they are trading, and this is good for Optic, I guess. Better than what's happening, at least. Or what's been happening. But the high ground is incoming now. Of course, no Aegis, so Yawar has to be careful. The repel is there. And DK is going to continue. His form's going to be up for a decent amount of time. He's actually just going to TP out now. Now that they see somebody TP'd, although they canceled back into the base. But either way, let's
make sure they get this Roche. If they get this Roche,
yeah.
And Optic knows this too. If they get this Roche, then the game's gonna just be way too difficult for Optic to execute fights like we talked about before. And I'm expecting to see Optic maybe they have one more smoke. It's always hard to. Can you even tell in the shop? I don't think so.
For what?
They probably have, like, if they have any more smokes, it will be used on that Roche fight, because like it's almost like a denial Aegis for Optic at this point if they can get it. Luna is still progressing in items, but the Gyro, I mean, is already 2k net worth ahead of her, and then the next 3 net worths are Optic. Or sorry, are VGJ.
By the way, okay, it looks like she was changed. She was Pycat was thinking about going S and Y, which I don't think I've seen forever on a Luna.
It's pretty common nowadays, actually.
The changes from the last patch make it a lot better.
Yeah, just the Manta nerfs over time. Like, a lot of carries are favoring the S and Y just because it's just overall it's 1,000 gold cheaper and the utility from it's just better. But against the Silence of Night Stalker, and I feel like it's not even worth the Manta, and I also feel like the S and Y might not be worth it either. And he seems to be going for Butterfly next.
There's the casual Yasha for now. I mean, the fact that Dragon Knight has not been able to progress at all in items this game is really just kind of showing.
Does have the blink though, so they do have actual catch for Sniper if Omni Knight is not nearby. They may even try to burst Omni Knight in fights, I think. But he has a pipe, it's so difficult.
Yeah, he's way too tanky.
He's even going Ags next on Snake King, so he will be able to help from anywhere in the fights. He does not have to position himself near the Sniper at all.
Blink on CC&C as well, actually, so looks like their goal is to get deep within the enemy lines to take out that Sniper. But I mean, that's easier said than done, because you're talking about the Omni Knight save, you're talking about Disruptor being a threat at that kind of range,
and even just the Night Stalker vision makes it hard in the first place to like get the favorable jump.
Right.
They do still have Night Stalker ultimate. They also have the Spirit Vessel on him, and he's going Solar Crest. They just have so many things for buffing up their cores, and also the Spirit Vessel weakening the cores of Optic. They are smoked up on VGJ. They find Peter.
PPD's dead. Gets off a shrapnel just before his death, though. You can watch that from base. And the question is, do they want to go high ground, or I guess Roche is, like you said, they need to position themselves for Roche. Top lane needs to get pushed out. Zai, he's going to get glimpsed into a Static Storm Kinetic Field combo, and with Yawar here, it's going to be an easy pickup. But again, this top lane is getting pushed by Pycat.
This is what they have to do on Optic. They can't fight.
And TP out.
And Roche is up, so I expect VGJ to probably push like 1 or 2 more waves top, and maybe just go. They might just, like, maybe they have to be a little more hesitant in terms of they do have all their ultimates on Optic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think VGJ is just incredibly strong right now. Maybe they'll wait for Disruptor ultimate.
Yeah, the 10-second BKB on Yawar. Of course, Maelstrom is done. Onto Reza.
Yeah, they'll probably wait for nighttime as well as Disruptor ult, I think.
That's true.
Force this Roche. They are scouting with the Clockwork Flares. That's job by Zai. He's also going for Vanguard. Fascinating. He thinks that the Crimson Guard maybe to eliminate the Sniper threat. But by that point, Sniper might have enough damage to be threat anyways.
Yeah. Plus Maelstrom kind of mitigates that completely, being magical and whatnot. But Optic doing exactly what they need to do, pushing out the lanes, making sure that VGJ have to at least think about these lanes being pushed to their base. Because if you go for Roche, this is still a really potent pushing team from Optic, regardless of how well this game is going.
Yeah, I mean, if Optic wins one big fight, like, by all means, they'll take a lot of structural damage on VGJ, so they're rightfully so playing it safe, playing it smart on VGJ's side, despite the fact that they're up by 11k. I don't know. Pycat did end up completing the S&Y. Both teams would have to be concerned about Roche. Optic's main concern needs to be pressuring this bottom lane so that VGJ can't just group up and take the Roche. 2 Blink Daggers on Optic between the DP as well as the DK. Realizing their gap close issues, they are hunting CC&C, but he will get out. Nice TP by him.
Is that what the Blink Dagger was picked up for? The split push?
I think it's like the split push, but also like they have to get on top of these heroes in the back lines, especially the Sniper. Like they have to, and if they don't, then
yeah.
And they don't have the heroes that naturally do it. Like they have the Clockwork that goes in.
It just looks so weird to see a Death Prophet with treads and blink, and that's pretty much it.
And Aquila, man, you gotta remember the Aquila.
Sure.
2 move speed, dude.
Yeah.
The 2 move speed.
367 move speed for the win. Here's the smoke, but Optic looked to be separating quite a bit, which is good for them. 1 pickoff means Roche for the most part, depending on what hero it is, I guess.
Someone on Optic, they're always pushing side lanes. Like even in this case, it's Peter bottom and Pycat top. They're just emphasizing the split push and separation on the map. Luna's gonna TP out just in time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect. perfect timing. If they get any vision on Zai right now. Oh, they see the rocket. That's gonna potentially kill Zai now. So keep vision on with Hunter in the night. He hook shots to the creep wave though, and TP's out. Nicely done.
Wow. Optic's actually playing this surprisingly well. Like, this is very difficult to do. They have been narrowly escaping ganks for the last 3 or 4 minutes now. They're kind of on this spot where if they can get through the nighttime without VGJ getting a crucial pickoff into the Roche, which may happen here.
I wouldn't call this crucial though. It's PPD.
TI winner.
That is true.
He goes down. Optic's gonna try to sneak this Roche.
That would be huge.
Nope, they gave up.
That would be an eternal envy play right there.
That would be. They didn't. If they had smoked, maybe it would have worked. But they have a ward on VGJ's side, so they see it.
All right, darkness popped. They got another couple minutes in actual nighttime. See if VGJ, how bad they want this. Zai is invisible, so it can just sit inside Roche. Oh, this could be huge. Could also be a disaster. All right, they're going for it. Will anybody else come, or will Zai try to take this? In fact, they didn't have time.
Out though, he's only got.
And he's probably asking teammate to come so he can hook shots, or will he just go for it? He's going for it. Here he comes. Comes the Cogs, and he's just gonna get absolutely destroyed. The repel helping him so much. 3-3 jumps in, but Resolution does get the Aegis, and that's gonna be another feed for Optic. A good attempt, and I think it's something they really had to do. In the meantime, top lane, Pycat takes out the tier 3.
He's committing.
TP's in. Pycat, he could take this Rax potentially.
No fort.
No fortification. Here comes the TP. Pycat has BKB. He's gonna pop it, and he's gonna get it.
Oh,
what?
Commit, Pycat.
No.
Commit.
Pycat, please.
He actually could have committed and lived there, I think.
100%. Oh.
Because of the extra bounces from the well, I think he would have gotten. that.
Oh my! That was like 3 more seconds of right clicking. You would have had that. Either way, that's still
very good for them. They took a tier 3 and a range Rex.
Yeah, Resolution looking for CC&C, and yeah, and
fashion this series.
Barrier gets fortified. And that'll be the end of that. So 10k lead, make it 11 for VGJ.Storm. And they have the Aegis. Was this the second one? Or is that the first Roche?
This is the second one, so they should have a cheese on somebody. They have Gyro also has a cheese. Sniper has a Shadow Blade, which I really like. Makes it even harder to find him in these fights. Gives him a little bit of damage as well.
They're going high ground. Pycat is top lane, 20 seconds on his TP, so he can even come back if he wanted. So they're going to give up this Rax easily. No doubt about it. In fact, they're going to get some kills. That's a buyback onto the Rubik. And Pycat, he does get the rack, so it ends up being okay for him. He's going to go for tier 4s, in fact, trying to force somebody back. You are continuing to take out these racks. Call down's not going to connect on anybody. And Pycat still continuing on these tier 4s. Do they really want to go for this trade? They get the full racks mid. You are. Remember, he still has cheese available. Here's the hook shot. See if they can cancel any TPs. Pycat gets 1 tier 4.
He rebought his Master
back as well. Did they actually cancel a TP at all? Pycat,
oh my god, is he going to win this game for them?
Snake King, he's getting destroyed. That's a second tier 4 down, and Ancient is at half HP. Pycat.
Oh my god. The bounces off the heroes are making him deal more damage.
Another TP coming in. That's buybacks galore. Pycat really going for this fortification. Finally pop. He will die, but damage has been done. Buybacks galore, like I said.
Wow.
What in God's name is happening this game?
Wow. The heroes were actually making him do more damage to the Ancient because they're bouncing off of the heroes and back to the Ancient. I mean, wow. I think that's the only approach Pycat can have. He can't fight into this. Like, these heroes, the Sniper and with the Aegis and the Gyro with BKB as well as the cheese, so Pycat doing what he needs to do to win this game. He's putting the team on his back. And
he has to do that one more time
somehow.
If he does that one more
time,
he
might go rapier. I think he's gonna go rapier. I'm pretty sure his last item here is rapier.
I don't know if he needs it though, because
I think he needs it personally, but
really?
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I think that he's the only hero on his team that does anything. Like, let's be honest. Like, yeah, the other heroes may offer some lockdown, but in terms of any substantial damage, he's the only hero that does it. And they have no fort on VGJ, so the Ancient's only at approximately 3rd health now. I'm curious to see where he goes from here. I personally advocate rapier, but just have to see what he decides.
Well, That'll make the game even more interesting than it already is. His BKB is down to 6 seconds, so that's something to keep in mind. Still 10 seconds on Yawar.
He hasn't had to pop it yet. He's always had an Aegis. And,
33 TPs out.
Fights.
I mean, Optic, even though they've been behind this entire game, they've played this split pushing game masterfully so far. And maybe a little bit of misplay from VGJ.Storm underestimating the push of just a Luna, who is the top net worth in the game.
This will come in handy.
And that's a full Mjolnir now on resolution.
You might be in trouble here. They have sniper assassinate.
Pops the BKB. Oh wow, that was. Oh, resolution might be in some trouble though. That's the Aegis. Still pretty big to take that out. Pycat will be taken out.
Yeah, he has the talent that makes assassinate like almost instant.
That's great. Love that skill. All right. So they're going to force the buyback here. This 33 is attempting to defend this mid lane at the same time. I mean, there's no way that this is not a buyback coming.
He has no BKB though, but he does have buyback. He did take Aegis, and they have Shrapnel on Rubik, or Assassinate, I mean.
Yeah, repel on to Yawar. Here comes the jump in 33. The Static Storm onto Zide. Looks like he's being taken out first. So much damage coming out from the Gyrocopter. Pycat popped the Eclipse. Didn't really do a whole lot. His 33 is going to clean up next. PPD next as well. And a buyback coming. The damage from the Luna is pretty substantial, but he gets stunned. Yawar focusing on him. There's the GA. That is the Aghanim Scepter, I do believe. Actually, no, that wasn't the Aghanim Scepter. It's just freaking everybody. Rampage for resolution, and that is GG. They made it interesting towards the end. They just
I said they couldn't fight, so I didn't see their way back in this game, and they clearly agreed. But I didn't see them. Like they made the one play I think they had to give him a chance, so they did a really good job there. I didn't really see that line. They just decided we're gonna never fight you. We're gonna split push the side lanes. They did a really good job of avoiding death.